Hi again. Right, what we have here is our little robin, looking rather cute and quite neat, on the base of this lovely crystal paperweight. I've got in the drill a little Dura white, formerly white Arkansas as I used to call it, and I am running over the branches with it very roughly, just really randomly. And this burr is wonderful for creating these kind of half tones and an instant texture look about it over the diamond work. You can see on the big branch at the bottom there, I've already randomly scribbled over it, and it really does give a good bark effect. So I'm just adding little bits of the darkness in the tail, which is obviously in the background behind the branch, just very roughly. I must remind you that I do speed up these clips to 120% of natural speed. So I'm going a little bit faster. Now what I want to do here is flatten the top of this Dura white, and that is easily done by just running it over, well, that was a bit of a rough stone, but here I am showing you, I'm just running it over the side very briefly of a pink stone. Probably doesn't do the pink stone any good because you don't really want to wear down one side of it. That's going to give it a wobble. And in actual fact, I mean, I really don't do that very often, but you can run it over any stone or even a bit of diamond. But what is better possibly is to put that stone into the drill and then very lightly hold it. Oh, there we go. As demonstrated here. A stone into the drill and then just run that gently over the top, and you can see how it flattened the burr beautifully. And now I am able to very simply add in the little sort of feathery textures, and it instantly creates this lovely half-tone stroke, which gives the impression of these little feathers. I am working dry, as you can see. I don't normally use water with this burr. I find that you certainly can if you want, but I find it wears the burr down much faster. Now, here I am adding the textures at an angle. Looking at the photograph, I want it to be more at the realistic angle. I probably should have used the burrs underneath the diamond and whatever I was using previously at the correct angle, and this just shows the flow of the feather work. Same sort of idea for animal hair and that sort of thing. Now this little robin obviously has areas of colour in the front. There's red, there's white, and so I'm looking at the picture for reference, and I'm just picking out an outline, a sort of a fluffy outline showing the area where the color changes. This, if you're just looking at this and wondering about the angle of the bird, which does look a little bit strange, You can, if you look carefully, you can see two very, very, very skinny lines that are going to be where the legs are, and so that is the upright, sort of more of the upright of this image. So the paperweight has been turned around, so I've got a better angle to work from, and he needs to put some weight on those legs, which we will do later. Very, very carefully here. I am using this Dura White burr, I was, on the beak without going over the edges. Of course, you want to keep that as neat as possible. But when you look at the beak, look carefully at where a dark area is and a light area. It's good to show the different areas so that you can get it more accurate. There we are. That's looking quite interesting. A bit more color distinction. Here I have a little grey rubber. It is quite a soft rubber. And I am certainly not running the drill very fast, and neither was I running it fast for the previous burr. Checking out the picture, the reference picture, and just adding in where I see darker areas, whether it be shading, whether it be brown, whether it be red, whatever. Obviously, we don't have the colors, so we've got to create that with shading. Now I'm wanting to get a different angle on this, so once again I'm running it against this polishing stone. But actually I must look up what it's actually called. It's not a polishing stone. Oh dear. When I do these voiceovers, I am usually late at night, sitting in the spare room, looking blurry-eyed at the screen, trying to give you a rundown of what's going on. And often I can barely even remember what's coming next, what burr I'm going to use next. And it's quite entertaining for me. So I'm running this rubber across the bottom of the branch, which will pick up, I see it's got quite a light ridge down there. I think that's the light catching it. It's now picking up where I ran the Dura White across the bottom. If you haven't got a soft grey rubber, then use whatever rubber you have available. So here I have got a skinny little rubber, and I'm just picking up some areas I want to just sharpen up a little bit. There you can see there's quite a distinct darkness showing now. Here again is a rubber. This time it is disc rubber, so it's a different shape. And this is actually giving us yet a darker look. It will actually pick up the upper surfaces, so not going deep into the grooves, and so it's quite interesting. It's limiting what it darkens, and where there is a ridge you will find that it creates a lovely sharp outline. So now I've got a blue stone, just because I happen to pick up a blue stone, and I am sharpening the top, flattening the top of a little rat's tail, because the diamonds have worn down a little bit, so you just run that over the top. There you can see the diamond goes all the way down the side, but for this we're just using the top. And now I'm going to be adding in the highlights, the little feathers that are brighter. Just flicking downwards. There is a distinct shape. You will see the white area points upwards into the darker area. And here I am very, very carefully ending the flick of this burr over the edge. So you see a slightly feathery finish to the edge. They may look like some random little strokes, but in actual fact there were some sort of fluffier strokes sticking out on this little bird. I haven't just slipped, those are actually as they are in the picture. Some very distinct lines were in the image. I just feel sometimes it's more comfortable to push away, and sometimes I will pull it down, so it just depends. But again, as I've said before, it's probably not comfortable to go from side to side. You're not as in control. So if it means having to turn your glass around, it's much easier to either pull or push away a neat little line. Sometimes you see me flicking up into the shadowy area, and that gives you the impression of the shadowy area being darker feathers flicking down into the lighter feathers. Working dry, of course, it means that these tiny little fragments of diamond are going to be wearing out quite fast, and so just a quick run with the stone again will bring forth some fresher diamond, especially required for the eye. And I'm not turning the glass. Right, let's have a look. You can see a bit more texture, a little bit more feathery effect. Back with the rubber disc. This is a slightly different rubber disc, but doing the same sort of job. Now here's an interesting thing. I'm using the rubber disc on the back and actually looking through the glass. This is something you can do if you really fancy, even the engraving side of things, but you can instantly see what it's doing from the right side. You've got to be very careful that you don't put it against the glass in the wrong place, because you don't want the rubber mark on the clear glass, that is for sure, because you won't be able to get rid of that unless you've got a big polisher. I don't often do this, as I say, but I just wanted to show you that it is an interesting approach. So you can use your diamond like this as well and just watch it appearing. You can buy a clamp to put on the side of your desk and clamp your micromotor or whatever drill you're using, clamp your handpiece and actually hold your glass to the drill. It's quite interesting. But for me, it's like learning how to knit or French plait your hair for the first time. It's a little bit cack-handed, if you like, and I prefer to normally work the other way around. Right, as for the skinny legs, it's time to put some weight on them. Here I've got a little diamond, and I'm going to be building up, because basically the last thing you want to do is choose a diamond that's too fat, and instantly you've got legs that are too fat, and then it's too late to fix them. So I'm starting off by slowly filling them in with a very small diamond. Now you can see I've just scribbled on his funny little scraggy feet. I literally scribbled them on. I used a permanent fine marker, and then I instantly go over the top of it anyway with this diamond because I decided I needed to thicken up that branch, because in the picture that front, I think that's the front leg, yeah, it's sort of lifted up and perched on the branch. I think my water's not dripping continuously because I think it's almost running out. So it's lost its oomph and I'm too lazy to go and fill it up. And so there's a little dribble there, and every now and again I sort of encourage it out of the tube. Of course, we are putting these feet on top of the branch. Now the branch is relatively deep, so the little feet need to be even deeper. So make sure, obviously that's going to happen. Rubber. Being very careful along the legs, because in actual fact, if this rubber goes onto the clear glass, it will mark the clear glass, and I want to put a point on it for that reason. I could have flattened the top, but because I had that little bit of diamond showing that had gone into sort of a deeper part, if you flatten the top, you could run it up the legs quite easily. So either you flatten the top or you create a point on the top, but what you don't want is a rounded top. Here I have a tiny little rat's tail. And giving this robin a little manicure. Now if you notice, I did slip a tiny bit with the rat's tail, so I'm just fixing that. There you go. So you can see how the little claws are on top of the branch quite clearly, because I have engraved them much deeper than the branch. Flicking up a little bit more into the dark area on the tummy there, giving you that instant impression that the dark area is flicking down. I'm just kind of nitpicking now, really. Doubly polishing his little eyeball again. I wasn't 100% happy with it. So adequately polished, it will pick up the light, the little sparkle that will actually move. So you don't necessarily need to put a sparkle in it. Sometimes I do. I actually can't remember if I did here or not. No, maybe not. So signing, I usually put the signature on the side somewhere. There you go. What do you think of that? Little robin redbreast. I really enjoyed that. Hope you guys did too. Enjoy engraving your little birds. And thanks for watching. Bye for now.